Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the middle of May 2025. You have the Dolphin Spirit, it says this and that are true. You have the Peacock Spirit, it says let it shine. All the fire signs have had something about letting it shine or stepping into the light, right? And so it could just be a good time to shine bright. The this and that are true card, this card here, it basically says what you believe to be true is true. So you have a choice. You can believe the positive or the negative. And obviously I would be believing in the positive here with this reading. And, that's the direction that I would definitely move in for sure. A lot of people have had the tower, and, like I say, I think that we're going to see a lot of global tower moments between now and like the end of 2033. And I basically haven't been wrong. So I've been saying this for years and predicted it years ago. So I don't know. It just, is what it is, right? But the other thing is that we have this full moon in Scorpio tomorrow. I'm recording this video on May 11th. On the 12th is when we have the full moon in Scorpio. And so we are being asked to release something that no longer serves us and, just is what it is. You have the High Priestess, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands in your current general energies. Definitely a really good time to take some extra time to tap into your intuition and to listen to your inner voice. She also has no roof over her head. And I always say that the Queen of Wands is really the card of unlimited potential. She says that if you believe that, if you can set your mind to it, you can do it. So I think that a lot of you need to believe in yourselves more. The other thing is, if you want love here, Sag, we have the High Priestess and the Hierophant. I look at these two as better divine counterparts than the Emperor and the Empress because it's like a little bit more of a spiritual connection. And we have the Ten of Cups right here as well. And you also have the Seduction card that says passion and romance await. So if you're looking for love, you definitely could be going from single or independent to being in a connection if that's something that you're interested in. The Nine of Pentacles is a very good card, card of gratitude and luxuries. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of focus. She has this falcon right here on her wrist, and the falcon represents the fact that she is training her focus. She's training herself what to focus on. And so she needs to pick one thing and make it happen. And that's definitely what I would do this month if I were you, Sag. Also, with the full moon happening in Scorpio, she has this little snail right here. And snails wear their homes on their backs. So, Scorpio energy, we could kind of like maybe need to look at our habits. The snail on the Nine of Pentacles represents our environment, meaning everything around us, right? All the energy around us. And sometimes we can change our environment and it can make our lives better. The example I use is my setup in here. Like I have a million things that I have to turn on to be able to record these videos. I have, 3 cameras, microphone, the thing that records the microphone over here, the switcher, this switcher over here, my computer, everything, right? So I connected it all like years ago to like one button. So all I have to do is touch one button and everything turns on, right? I don't have to like turn everything on. It would be a lot of friction in getting started. Instead, one button is a lot easier. And so that's how I think of the Nine of Pentacles. Like, can you make your environment better? It's kind of like the book Atomic Habits. The book Atomic Habits by James Clear, he basically says the same thing. Like if you're not flossing your teeth, put your floss next to your toothbrush because you're more likely to do it if it's right next to your toothbrush, right? And that's like the Nine of Pentacles, creating the environment of success. And I feel that doing that would be very good for you. You have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is, of course, the Wounded Warrior. Nine of Wands is also about not giving up. If you are working on something here, like here, we have the Three of Pentacles going up this way. If you're working on something that needs to get attention, like a project, a business, an idea in your life, or you could even be presenting yourself to the world in a different way, I kind of feel like the Nine of Wands is saying more experimentation. The Nine of Wands is about throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So if you're working on something, you might need to experiment with it more. You might need to be more playful with the idea and just kind of like see how things go. And I feel being in that space would be very good for you, Sag. And you never know what you might discover. You might discover something better than you originally thought. So there you go. With the High Priestess, you have the Six of Pentacles. I actually feel like this is saying balance, really, literally. Normally, I don't say that. Like, yeah, kind of. This is a card of balance. He is literally holding a balance right here in his hands. But really, the Six of Pentacles is a card of equal give and take. But I kind of feel like this is saying you need to be both practical and, like, spiritual. You know, mixing the two energies together. I've been saying this for years. Like, literally, if you go back to my videos from like 2016, I used to say all the time that we are entering into a time where it's not going to be like this or that. And you might be saying everything in the world right now is this or that. And yes, that is exactly the point, is that the universe is trying to say, hey, dummy, two heads are better than one, right? So mixing things together. Everybody is like this side, that side. But it's like, what if both sides are good? What if both sides have something that when mixed together could be something genius, right? And so we are in a time where we have, instead of thinking only one thing works or only that thing works, that maybe both things are actually good. And, you know, that's what you need to realize with that Six of Pentacles. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Swords. I feel like you're worried that something isn't going to work. Nine of Pentacles is a card of your skills, right? The Nine of Pentacles, she has these grapes behind her, and those grapes in the tarot represent something that is difficult to grow, but she can grow these grapes well. So it says you might have a skill that other people find difficult, but you can do well. And the Nine of Swords could say that you are fearing that that skill won't work. But the Nine of Swords basically is saying you need to take control and you need to try. So, you know, again, if you're holding yourself back or anything here, I would at least try, because you have the Three of Pentacles as well. The Three of Pentacles is a card of quality work, but the Three of Pentacles is also recognition. He's getting recognition for the work that he has done. So there you go. With the Nine of Wands, you have the King of Swords. King of Swords is a card of knowledge and wisdom. Again, just like the Nine of Pentacles with the grapes, the King of Swords says you probably have a lot of knowledge and wisdom that you need to be sharing with the world, or you need to be using in a certain way. So don't be afraid of, like, you know, putting your knowledge and wisdom out into the world. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, oh, here you go. You have two love cards. You have this love card. It says love, true love, and fidelity. You have the seduction card. It says passion and romance await. So definitely, like I said, could be a very spiritual connection with the High Priestess and the Hierophant showing up in this reading. This could also, if you don't want love or if you already have it, this could just be something that you will love that you are doing. So, you know, take it how it resonates. You have the Five of Cups, Three of Pentacles, and the Tower. The Five of Cups is grieving the loss of something that you no longer enjoy. I always say fives in the tarot have very easy solutions. The solution to the Five of Cups is to be grateful for what you have, and then you get this bridge and this castle. You know, he's grieving the loss of his taste for wine. Wine once brought him a lot of joy, and he loved it, but he doesn't love it anymore. So it's like he's sad about something that he doesn't even want. And I would say that if you are feeling sad about something that you don't even want anymore, I would be grateful for what you have. Then you are going to start to get something better. You have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles says teamwork makes the dream work, of course. So if you're working on any projects or ideas or businesses, working together with other people could be very important. I feel like I've said this to you before, Sagittarius, that, you know, if you are allowing people to help you, I think that these people, you need to make sure that the people that are coming in to help you are coming in a support position. These people are supporting his vision right here. So, you know, sometimes I think we work together with people and they turn our idea into their idea. You get what I'm saying? So don't allow that to happen with the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles, like I said, is quality work as well. So anything you're working on, you know, if you're doing a good job, you will get the recognition for it. You have the Tower. Like I said, full moon in Scorpio. I don't know. We definitely could see some weird stuff going on in the world. We already are, but more. So, you know, this could be like a global Tower moment that's happening. The other thing is that, you know, this full moon in Scorpio is definitely asking us to release things. The Tower is all about coming down to reality. You know, these people have been stuck in the Tower and they've been ignoring reality. The universe is bringing them down to reality. I always say that, to me, the Tower is a good thing. It is about accepting reality, plain and simple. With the Five of Cups, you have the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles, like good news coming in for you. So if you have been waiting for good news about something, that's definitely popping into my head. It's also popping into my head, like if you've been trying to get approval for something, like maybe you're trying to get approved for an apartment or, a job or something. There could finally be some approval coming in. I also do feel this could be new love. Page of Pentacles usually starts as communication. And we go down to the Ten of Cups to the Two of Pentacles here. So the Ten of Cups is like happy home, happy family. But the Page of Pentacles, like I said, is usually something that starts with communication. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Hangman. Hangman is about looking at things from a unique perspective. He is hanging upside down from the tree of knowledge and wisdom. So he has sacrificed the movement of his arms and his legs so that he can gain a new perspective on what he is looking at. And, I definitely think we're in a very good time for that. You have this and that are true card. You have the Three of Pentacles. Like, you've already built something. It's like maybe there's another way that you can use it. It's kind of like hard for me to describe without knowing exactly what you do in life. But I definitely feel we are in a time where we should be exploring new perspectives. It would be like, imagine if I started writing these readings up, like on a blog, right, for people to read. It's like I would be doing the same thing, but from a different perspective. And that's what's popping into my head for you here, Sag, with that Three of Pentacles, is that, like, I'm not saying you're writing, but, it could be anything that you're doing. And I just feel that, like, a new perspective or doing things differently in your life could be very good for you. And, I don't know. I think that just kind of like, kind of trying something new or different could be very helpful, and that's what I would do with the Hangman. With the Tower, you have the Five of Wands. Yeah, I would be careful, especially like 5 days after, like for the first week, right? For the week of the 12th, the entire week of the 12th, I would avoid conflict. I would avoid hot-headed energy. I would avoid, road rage. I would avoid yelling at people, flying off the handle, stuff like that. There's just something about this full moon that I think could be kind of triggering people. And so I would also be practicing like grace, like letting people off the hook, even if they don't deserve it. Because I just think that it's like a hot, we don't think of Scorpio as a hot energy, but it is, it's the stinger. That stinger is a very hot poker point. And so I think that's something that, especially at least for this week coming up, or the week of the 12th, that we should be very, we should pay attention. And if you can just let something go, just let it go. Don't create conflict. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have the Scales of Balance card. It says, find balance within yourself, and things will balance out around you. You have this tricky situation. It says a sly approach is necessary in order to safely navigate a tricky situation. You have the Seven of Swords. Very much could be this full moon in Scorpio. So this card and the Seven of Swords basically say there's a better way to do things, and you just have to pay attention to other ways of doing things, and then you will find the better way. You have the Five of Swords, the Ten of Cups, and the Seven of Swords. The Five of Swords is like the collective card that everyone has gotten in these readings. Like I said, full moon in Scorpio, we're all being asked to probably walk away from something or cut something out that no longer serves us. So you could definitely be removing yourself from a situation or, cutting something out that no longer serves you. The other thing that I feel about this Scorpio full moon is that you could be, let's say you belong to a group of people. You could be walking away from a group of people, and those people could be criticizing you for walking away. Like, you could be leaving a job and getting another one. Maybe it's just a group that you belong to that you're walking away from. But really, we're in a time where we do have to do what's best for ourselves, so I would just do it. You have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is like fortune after difficulty, happy home, happy family, good things happening after a difficult period of time. And it comes up after the Tower. So, if you've had a Tower moment, then you could definitely be experiencing fortune after difficulty. Remember, you start with that dolphin spirit that says this and that are true. The whole point of the Ten of Cups is that these people are standing in the real world. They still have to deal with the real world problems, issues, and challenges, but they are choosing to be happy right here. So they are choosing to focus on what makes them happy, and they're choosing to bring more joy, love, and light into the world, which I desperately feel everyone needs to do at this time. It's kind of like we are in this like splitting of the worlds, and I don't know. I just think that we need to make sure it's positive. Let's put it that way, right, Sagittarius? So I pretty much tell everyone to do this, and I would focus on the positive stuff, the good stuff. I would focus on doing more things that make you feel fulfilled and all that other stuff. The other thing that I will say is that you have the Hierophant right next to the Ten of Cups. The Hierophant, he communicates with heaven and earth. He's able to translate the messages from heaven down to earth. So I do feel that it's going to be very important for you to make sure that you're taking your dream and bringing it down to earth, right? And if you do that, you will be happy and you will be very successful. You have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing, but the Seven of Swords really is a card of tactics. He is stealing those swords from this army that's in the background of the card there. And so instead of going to war, he is doing something different. He is avoiding war by stealing the sword. So again, with the Five of Wands right here, it's like instead of having conflict, can you avoid the conflict, any type of conflict that could potentially happen, especially the week of the 12th? That's what I would be focusing on. Also, I would say that we are definitely in a time where there are better ways to do everything that we're doing. We just have to discover the better way of doing things. So if you can discover better ways of doing things, that's pretty much what I would do with that Seven of Swords. With the Five of Swords, you have the Death card. The Death card can represent a transformation or a change. And so a lot of you could be going through some sort of transformation or change at this time. Pretty much, again, everyone has had the Death card, which makes sense because full moon in Scorpio. Death is Scorpio, and so, I don't know, I think everybody could be going through change. I do feel a little bit different for you. We have these two pillars back here from the moon, and the sun is coming up between those two pillars. So you could be gaining a lot of clarity on, like, the change that you need to make at this time, or you could be getting some answers. We have the Page of Pentacles right next to it, right here, and we also have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. Seven of Pentacles says, is the juice worth the squeeze? He is analyzing what he has grown, those Seven Pentacles, and he's saying, like, was it worth it? Or is there something better that I could be doing with my time? Or is there something different that I could be doing? With the Ten of Cups, you have the Five of Pentacles. Yes, Five of Pentacles says, do not call attention to your weaknesses. We have to focus on our strengths with the Five of Pentacles. So I would make sure that you're focusing on the good stuff, not the bad stuff. Remember, this and that are true. Whatever you believe to be true is true. So, that's what I would make sure that you focus on your strengths and not your weaknesses with the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles can also represent a place of sanctuary. There is a church behind these people, and they could easily go inside that church and find safety from the cold that they are in. And so the Five of Pentacles says, sometimes we just have to ask for help, or sometimes we just have to, take a break or whatever. And I would make sure you're doing that. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Seven of Pentacles again. Yeah, there could just be some sort of change that you're making in how you work or in the way that you create with the Seven of Pentacles. He's getting a result based off of what he's growing, but, there might just be a better way. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you can't make this up. You have this Change Your Tune card, and you have this Self-Regulation card. You are going to need to speak more positively. You are going to need to change your tune. Especially if things are looking weird this week, especially this week, even though, this reading is for the next 2 weeks of the month, the middle of the month, I would say that, being more positive would be a good idea. Now, it's coming up in the good stuff, so you probably are doing that. You have the Seven of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Two of Pentacles. Again, Seven of Pentacles can represent a change in direction. He's looking at those Seven Pentacles, and he's trying to decide if his work is worth it or not. I think a lot of you Sagittarius people have been kind of, I think a lot of your stuff has been about work is what I'm trying to say. So I think a lot of you are probably changing your work or doing work in a different way. And it will, it might not grow overnight, but I do think that there could be an increase in your finances in the future. You have the Hierophant, definitely about bringing your dream down to earth. Like, I think that you probably have some things that you would like to have in life, and the Hierophant is just about, translating that message from heaven down to earth. And, that's probably what you're doing. the Hierophant also represents blessings. He's making this symbol with his hand right here, and the symbol kind of represents a blessing. He is blessing these two people in front of him, and those two people are on this path to initiation. The Hierophant is initiation, apprenticeship, and mastery, and he walks these people through those 3 stages. And a lot of you could be walking yourself through those stages in life. You could be learning a new skill. You could be learning a new way to work, and whatever it is. And I would just keep practicing, or keep learning, is basically what the Hierophant is saying. I also think that any of your outside the box ideas right now would be very, very valuable. The Hierophant is coming up in the good stuff, but he can represent inside the box thinking, and he basically just says, any outside the box ideas, which we also get off of the 7 of Swords. So I think, any unique directions or any unique ideas could make you more successful. You have the 2 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles is good in the good stuff because it can represent work hard, play hard. But in the good stuff, it kind of says that you are working hard and playing hard. The other thing is that there are a couple cards in the tarot that I call clue cards, and sometimes the 2 of Pentacles is a clue for me as a reader that you could be getting some sort of settlement, and that's popping into my head. I almost never say that, but if you're like waiting for a settlement, or even, here we have the Page of Pentacles down to the 2 of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles can be good news. And so if you're waiting for a settlement or a payout, there could be some sort of, this could be like an insurance payout, an insurance settlement, anything like that. Definitely could be happening for you at this time, Sag. So yeah, I definitely like to see that. With the 7 of Pentacles, you have the Lovers. Yes, there's definitely love in this reading. Is it like a big theme in the reading? No, but it's showing up. So there could be some sort of love connection coming in for you. I think that you're trying to decide if it would be worth it. Like the 7 of Pentacles, he's looking at the work that he puts into things, and he's saying, is it worth it or not? I feel this is a new person, but it's like one of those things where maybe you just decide that you're going to take your time and see how it goes, which there's nothing wrong with that. With the Hierophant, you have the King of Pentacles, 2 Taurus cards here. You could be attracting a Taurus or someone who has like a lot of Taurus in their chart. The King of Pentacles is permanence, and the Hierophant is also kind of creating something permanent. So number 1, in love, this would be good. It could say that you're creating a permanent connection, but this is also amazing for money as well. So if you are trying to create like a business, or trying to stabilize your finances, I feel a lot of you could be doing things that really will help stabilize your finances or make them more predictable. He is also using his skills, like we talked about with the 9 of Pentacles. He has these grapes on his cloak. He has a skill that makes him unique, and I would be using your unique skills. With the 2 of Pentacles, you have the 2 of Wands. I like the 2 of Wands in the good stuff. 2 of Wands in the good stuff says that you are making progress towards your goals, and you could just be progressing in general. The 2 of Wands in the good stuff would also represent like leaving a comfort zone. Sometimes, he is stuck in a comfort zone. His village, it's kind of hard to see, but it's right down there. And he needs to get out into the world. So a lot of you could like finally be leaving a comfort zone. You have this negotiation card. I feel like you are not I think you need to not negotiate. Like I feel this is almost saying don't settle for less. So if you're in some sort of situation that is a negotiation, I feel like this is saying that you need to make sure that you're not settling for less than you deserve. I don't know, it's popping into my head. You have this status card, Jupiter and Taurus. So definitely could be attracting a Taurus. This is one of my fancy couple cards in this deck. This deck is the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. And I definitely feel you could be attracting a new person. If this might be like the very, very beginning, this month. Like maybe you just start talking to a person, or you're, kind of start slow, but definitely could be attracting a solid connection. Here you go. You have this devotion card. Yes, this is my till death do us part card. There is a dead bird right here and another bird right here. How cute is that, Sagittarius? This bird is like sad about its little partner. And, you could be attracting like a real solid connection. Like I said, King of Pentacles, I think always is a really good love card because the King of Pentacles wants something permanent. The King of Pentacles wants something that's going to last. And you definitely could be attracting something that's more likely to last for a long time. And, again, this could be someone that's very devoted. You have this friendship card, just like I said, absolutely could be a connection where you start out as friends, or, Page of Pentacles is just communication. So you could be just starting with communication, or, kind of like hanging out, whatever you want to call it. And I think that would be perfectly fine based off of this reading. There's like no rush. There's no need to, rush into this connection or anything like that. And finally, you have this choice card. Well, yeah, ultimately you have a choice. I think you have a choice on what's true, is what this reading is saying. This and that are true. I would choose to make the choice in the positive direction in all areas of your life. I would choose to believe, Ten of Cups, that things can go well. Ten of Cups is like fortune after difficulty. So you could have had a difficult period of time, which I think Sagittarius has over the past few years. And it's like now you're getting out of that difficult period of time, but you need to believe it. But this is a pretty good reading here, Sag. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.